We gave a group of students 3 tests around the same level of difficulty and told them they were different levels to see how they performed, to try and put some scientific data behind the honor code. We did some background research on the Pygmalion effect and then compiled 3 tests with 4 similar equations each. We then told the students that the test was easier, hard, to see which they would do the best on. We found that students did better on the easy test and only slightly worse on the hard test.
To do background research about this topic, we studied the Pygmalion or Rosenthal effect. That shows that the negative expectations of teachers or parents leads to negative test results and vice versa. For example, if a teacher says something like, "I don't think you'll do well on this test," the student is less likely to do well. Our research is kind of like that, but it is to see how a kid's perception of the difficulty of a test affects scores.
We chose this experiment because we wanted to find scientific data to support the honor code. Sometimes, right after taking a test, people will share whether the test was easy or hard, even though our honor code says that when asked about a test, we should respond, "It was fair." We decided to investigate whether that rule is there simply to draw a clear line on what you can and can't say, or if scores could be affected because of it.
We decided to test the students from Miss Uribe's age period algebra class on systems of equations, which had been their prior unit. We had 24 initial problems, which we tested on ourselves and then put into 3 different tests of 4 questions each, so that each test was as similar as it could be. Then we told them while taking the test phrases like, "Don't worry if you don't finish, this one's the hardest." We graded giving 3 points per problem, 1 for X, 1 for Y, and 1 for showing work. Oh, and our 2 charts, the above one is a visualization of our data, and the below one is our raw data chart. We graded each test out of 12, and as you can see, the students did much better on the easy test, which is in the middle, than on the control at the front and the hard at the back, and only slightly worse on the hard test.
The students averaged slightly higher on the easy test and lowest on the hard test. Overall, there was a 1.1 difference between the scores on the easy and hard test, measuring 9.1 and 8, but only a zero point 0.1 difference between the hard test and control group. We concluded that the easier the test is perceived to be, the better students will do on it. Overall, our hypothesis was correct.
Students did on average best on the easy test, beating the control by 1 point, but that was only the class average. Individual data points varied. They only did 0.1 points worse on the hard test, so we can't conclude that that made a difference. We can only analyze the data to show that students will do best on tests they think will be easy. Overall, our data supported our hypothesis, but we would have liked to be able to take studying into account as well, and more data points would have helped too.
We would like to thank Mr. Ebay's Algebra 1 H period class for taking the time to participate in the research project, and here's our bibliography.